Hi sir, this is Stanley Min to present my part of the coding. So in this project, I was doing the insert node function with the data sorting. So first, when users choose the insert new data function, the coding will jump to the new data function to ask for the information of the new data, including name, number of KP, and the marks. After that, the data, all of the information will be sent to the insert node function, which is here to create a new node and link the node at the array of the linked list. After that, the data will be sorted, then it will jump to the function of the sort. So in this function, the data is sorting according to their marks. So in here, I was comparing the marks. The data is comparing from the first, which is the head of the linked list, and then go to the next until it finds the suitable position for the new data. Then it will rearrange the linked list. So in this presentation, I will show the display the list after sorting, and I will hide the display list after this, which is the when we hands on the code. So it is like this. My new information insert will be sorted in the most suitable position. Thank you.
My name is Limuxian as responsible to do the delete node in DSA Mini Project. In this delete node, we have created two nodes, which is a previous node and a current node, and we point the current node to the head. In this while loop operation, when the current node number KP is not same with the number KP that key in by the user, the current node will move to the next. When the current node has traveled all along the linked list but cannot find the number KP, this message will be displayed invalid number KP. But if found, we will delete the node in the middle or the back list in this code. The previous node next is equal to a current node next, so we can delete the current node. In this else code, we have deleted the node in the first list. The head is equal to the current node next, and we have deleted the node. After we delete the node, this message will be displayed. Record delete successfully. So now we demo for the delete data in this program. So we select 2. Enter the student number KP that we want to delete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This message will be displayed because this is an invalid number KP. So now we key in the valid normal KP 990920145110, and it will show the record delete successfully, and you can check that student record has deleted. The number of nodes in the list is now left 27.
Good morning, Doctor. My name is THONG and I am in charge of the searching data function. The 3 functions that will be involved in our searching function is mid node, binary search total, and sequential search. We will be using binary search to search our total because our total are arranged according to increasing arrangement. Hence, our number KP and our name are not sorted. That is why we will be using sequential search for the name and KP. While the mid node is the function that returns a pointer node for middle in our binary search total. So entering our middle node, we have passed our node start and node last from our binary search total here, whether recursive occurs. So if our start is null, we will return null. And from here onwards, we begin our search for middle node. Let our middle be start and our temp be our start next. So here is our diagram. Middle be start and our temp be start next. While temp is not last, our temp will move to our next. So if our temp is not last, our middle will move to our next, followed by our temp will move to our next again. And then back in our while loop, while our temp is not the last, temp will move to the next. Okay, so if our temp is last, we will skip here. So our middle will be 2, where 5 divided by 2 is 2.5, so our middle number 2 is correct. Entering our binary search total function, where we have passed our total, so we could search via binary search. Let our start be our head and our last be our null. And both found is false, declare string nkm and double tt. So while our last is null or our last is not start, our mid is our mid node where the recursive occurs above here. So where our mid is null, found is false, and we break. So if our value is present at the middle, where our mid total is the total, our found would be true. NKM and M and NTT would print out will get our number KP, name, and total. Then we break. Else, if our mid total is smaller than our total, our start would be our mid next. Else, our last would be our mid. And here is when the while loop breaks. So if our found is true, we will print out all the values, our number KP, name, and total marks. Or else, if the value is not found, we will print out value not found. Now, entering our sequential search where we search for our name and KP, we have the option, search KP, search name, and search total passed into our function. Our current node will be head, and let our current index be 1. So if our option is 1, this option is from our switch in our main. If our option is 1, current node and current node name is not search name, we would current node equals to current node next and current index plus increment. This is where we sequential search our name and our search name. Next, if in our option 2, we would do the same thing as our search name, where we use number KP and search KP instead. So if our current node is found, we will print out and get our current node name, number KP, and total. Else, if we couldn't find our current node, we'll print out item not found. And this is for us to print out our search menu. So in our switch where we see our main menu, we input our choice tree because our case tree. So our option 1 would be searching by name, option 2 will be by number KP, and searching 3 will be total marks. So, and option 4, which is back is back to the main menu. So in here, the steps are similar, where we see out the sentence, and then we get line for our searching keywords, and then we call our function. Option 1 and option 2, searching for name and KP, we will be calling our sequential search, and for option 3, we will call our binary search total. So let us begin our trial. We search our name and our searching name 1, items not found. Search for our name, anonymous 16, item found, number KP printed, and our total marks. Next, we search for our number KP and give the wrong number, items not found. Now we copy the same correct info. So items found. So our total marks, values not found. Searching value 64.35. And the value found, number KP, name, and total marks printed. Last but not least, we try our back function in our searching menu. There, we are back to our function menu.
My name is Li Baoyi. I will be explaining about the source code on calculating the mean of the student records and calculating the highest score of the students. To calculate the average score of the students, in this calculate mean function, first the count variable is initialized as 0, and then the sum variable will store the value of 0 also, and one more variable avg has the data type of double because it will store the value as decimal value, and initially it is initialized as 0 also. And next to the class node, the current variable will point to the head, and it will initialize the current value as the head value, and it will enter the while loop. While the current variable is not equal to the null, the counter will be implemented by 1. And then the sum will be added by the total value pointed by the current, and then the current will be pointed to the next node in the linked list. After this, it comes to calculate the average after the linked list exit the while loop above. So the average variable will store the value of average. So it will divide the sum by the count value. After this, it will see out average value by this sentence. The mean is the average value of the score of the students. Coming to the calculate highest score of the students, in the calculate highest function, first, the temp variable in the class node is point to the head, and then the variable of next student is point to the temp variable assigned above to compare between the values to get the highest score. Next variable is created and is pointed to the total value stored in the temp variable. So it will enter this while loop to compare the value to get the highest score of the student. So while the temp variable, the value inside is not equal to the null, it will enter this if condition. If the max is less than the total value inside the temp, the max is equal to it, the value, and then lastly, the max student variable will store the value of the highest score as pointed by the temp variable. If the loop does not satisfy the if condition, the temp will continue to point to the next node in the linked list. So lastly, to see out the highest score of the student, this sentence is being shown by the program. The highest record is the student name and with total mark of the highest score of the student. Next, I will be implement the program execution for these two functions of mean and the highest score of the students. To calculate the mean, I will press my choice for mean, and then the CL is the mean is 73.8214, and then I press any key to continue. Next, to calculate the highest score of the students, key in the choice of 5. So the highest record is the ID of the student anonymous of 004 with the total mark of 89.75.
Hi, my name is CHEE Lam, and I'm going to explain my part in this DSA Mini Project. So in this project, there will be 8 functions in the program. I'm responsible for calculating the lowest score of students, number of students who score 4.0 in this semester, and lastly, the grade of the students. So first and foremost, I will explain the function code for calculating the lowest score of students. First, we will have this temp pointer to point to the head, and then secondly, we will have this mean student which point to the temp first, and then we'll travel along the linked list. And then this mean integer variable will have the value as the temp total first, and then it will be used to make comparison with each of the value of total in the linked list. And then when the case of the mean variable is greater than the current temp pointer total, the main variable will be changed to the temp total, which is having the latest smallest value in the student record. And then the mean student pointer will be assigned equal to the temp pointer. And then when the condition of the temp finally points to null, the while loop will be exceeded, and then you will see out the lowest record of the student with the name, the total mark, and then that's all for the function of calculating the lowest mark. Next, I'm going to explain the function of calculating the number of students who obtains 4.0 in this semester. So first, we will have a num integer variable which is equal to 0, and then we will have a pointer node variable which is named to temp. And then if the temp variable, and then if the temp total value is greater or equal to 80 marks, and at the same time which is less than 100 marks, the number of students will be incremented, and then it will keep looping until the time pointer points to now. And then it will see out there are num, the number of students who obtains 4.0 in this semester as the result of this function. Lastly is the function of determining the grade of each of the student in the student record. First, like previous one, we will have a temp pointer which point to the head first, and then it will be used to travel along the linked list. And then here is the grade array who will hold the grade of each of the students, and then it will be displayed after the grade has been determined. So first, the IN is a counter variable which will have a value of 0 first, and then while temp pointer is not equal to null, it will go against every if else condition to test the marks, whether it should be in A minus, B plus, and etc. So after each of the students, the grade have been determined, and then we will have this segment of code to display the grade of each student according to their grade from the lowest to the highest in the list. And that's all for my part in this program. Now I'm going to demonstrate these three functions in the executing program. So first we go for the lowest one. I press 6. The lowest record is anonymous 0013 with total mark of 61.11, and then press any key to continue. So now we go to number 7, number of students with 4.0. So there are 6 students who scores 4.0 in this semester. Congrats. Press any key to continue. And then lastly, we come to the grade. Calculate the grade of students. So here is the list of the student grade from the lowest one to the highest one. So we have B minus is the lowest grade, and the highest grade obtained by the student is A. So press any key to continue. We press 9 to exit the program. So the program is exited. And that's all for my presentation for this project. Thank you.